Right now, here at noon on this Friday, a fiery semi crash that sent this truck and its driver over the Kennedy Bridge. Witnesses captured the flames shooting out of that cab around 10:15 this morning after heavy rain had hit the metro. Miraculously, the driver made it out of that semi, jumping out before it came crashing down below. This is the same spot in Spaghetti Junction that saw 3 separate semi crashes in one weekend back in May during Derby weekend. An off-ramp from the Kennedy, which is 65 South, headed there into Louisville. That is the spot where our attention is now. Ian Hardwood is on the scene. Ian, you said you saw the driver getting into the ambulance. We're told that's some good news today.
Yeah, we're hoping for great news there. The driver did enter the ambulance. That was around 10:40, about 20 to 30 minutes after this fire had already started. That driver actually had to jump down from where the cab was hanging over the side of the interstate. Louisville Fire Department says that was about a 20-foot drop. We actually have a second camera angle pointed down onto that scene right now. Just imagine those burn spots on the interstate and then to the grass down beneath it, about the level of the interstate where all those fire trucks at least were parked until they just left. Several fire departments responded to this. Jeffersonville came from across the river in Indiana. 65 South, I believe, is still shut down at this time. 64 West drivers are still able to move along. Now, on that 20-foot drop that we were talking about for the driver, Louisville Fire Department told us about that. They gave us an update about 20 minutes ago.
There were reports that he jumped out once they were dangling over. He was able to get out and get away from the semi-truck, and then the semi-truck came down just on the outside of I-64, I-71 North. That's the biggest thing here, that person is alive. We were able to get on scene quickly, extinguish the fire. We had mutual aid from Jeffersonville Fire Department, EMS, LMPD. Everybody was on scene very quickly, and we were able to handle the situation.
Now, after this all happened, we had to call back to when there were other accidents on the top of this interstate. Mayor Craig Greenberg says that's the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's responsibility. He said he's been in touch with them about any updates they may have made over the last month. He promised an update to the city of Louisville here later today. For now, I'm live for WHAS11. Ian Hardwood.
Ian, thank you. And he is staying on this story for us all afternoon. Well, we will be back with him starting at 4 and 5, as long as our 6 o'clock this evening as well. And for most up-to-date traffic, head to WHAS11.com. You can also download the free WHAS11 app. We are being told that 65 should be reopening momentarily. Now let's get a check of our weather. We do know when this happened, Matt, we were getting drenched with rain in the metro, and we know how slick that can be for Spaghetti Junction.
That's right. Yeah, we were seeing some of those spotty showers. And just how we've been expecting, a few of those can contain some brief periods of some heavy downpours, and that is what we saw earlier as those showers made their way through the Louisville metro. We saw some of those brief periods of some of that intense rainfall. Now, we are just a few moments away from a steady cluster of showers that are going to be arriving just as we head into the next few minutes. This set of storms will be approaching closer into the Louisville metro, closer towards a few minutes past 12:30. For you folks near Elizabethtown, you can expect those showers to arrive within the next 20 minutes. And near Scottsburg, closer towards 1 p.m. is whenever you'll start seeing some of those rain showers as well. So we're in for a bit of a rainy trend as we head throughout the rest of our Friday, as this area of low pressure continues to make its way farther towards the northeast. It's going to continue delivering showers and a few thunderstorms as we head later into our Friday afternoon, along with steady clouds. This pattern is still going to be lasting as we head into the weekend as well. Here's a live look across downtown Louisville. You'll notice the rain showers still lingering in our skies, temperatures hovering into those mid-70s. Winds staying calm for the moment, but as we continue to go throughout the rest of the afternoon, clusters of showers are still estimated to make their way through Kentuckiana until we head later into the evening time. That's whenever we'll start seeing these showers begin the weekend, but we're still left behind with lingering clouds, along with more chances for showers as we head into the weekend. All those details are coming up here in just a few short minutes. Brooke?
Matt, thank you. We do know that there is a lone survivor of that major Air Indiana airliner crash that happened yesterday. Astonishingly, that's Ramesh Vishwaskumar, seen right there walking away from the crash site. Stunning video shows that jet taking off for London, reaching just about 600 feet, but then clearly struggling to gain altitude before it crashed into a hostel for medical students and doctors. The official death toll now stands at 246. That was 241 on board that Boeing jet. 5 people killed on the ground. The black boxes from that plane were recovered this morning. Aviation experts are raising concerns now about the engines after seeing the nose of the plane pointed up in the moments before that crash, pointing to an issue of thrust. Other experts pointing to the position of the wing flaps and the fact that the landing gear was still down. Well, more local news here at noon. Large vacant lots in Nulu, the city's fastest growing neighborhood, could soon see some new shops, parking, and apartments. The big lot off Main Street between Shelby and Clay Streets has been empty since 2016. Well, now there is a plan to use public dollars to pay for that multi-million-dollar project. Our Clary Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester report on the proposed incentive and its impact.
Along a busy stretch of Main Street in Nulu, a proposed mixed-use building with a 570-space public parking garage, retail space, and hundreds of apartments called Nulu Crossing.
I think this may be the biggest single project other than a hotel that's been in Nulu since its resurgence. This
8-story development costing about $255 million will be supported by public dollars, a nearly $40 million tax incentive. The New York-based development company Zio is taking on the project and told us the TIF is needed because, quote, 2 previous development groups have attempted to develop this central parcel but were unable to balance the associated costs, which include a significant amount for public infrastructure improvements. The proposed Nulu Crossing development will happen here in this empty lot at the corner of Main and Shelby Streets, and it's a lot that's been empty for some time.
But we have several projects in the pipeline that'll come along, but this will be a big boost.
At the Quill's Coffee Shop across the street.
It's probably going to get busier on the weekends, which is good. Yeah, I think getting more people down here, getting more people visiting, having easier access to parking, like it's going to help.
The parking space for the neighborhood is seen as a huge plus.
They're not free, but they at least give folks options. And it takes the pressure off the adjoining neighborhoods.
With hopes of bringing life to a vacant lot in the heart of the city. In Nulu, Clary Shaley, WHAS11 on your side.
That ordinance to create the tax increment financing program for the area first passed reading last night. If you'd like to voice your opinion, there's a public hearing on the development Monday at 6 o'clock at the Metro Development Center across from the Cathedral of the Assumption. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg says the city is prepared ahead of large demonstrations expected in Louisville tomorrow for what organizers call No King's Day, protesting President Trump and his administration's policies. The nationwide protests coincide with a military parade in Washington, D.C. Rallies in Louisville are expected to begin at noon outside of Metro Hall. Greenberg said the city expects things to stay peaceful but is prepared to act if the tone shifts.
Monday night was an incredibly safe protest, and we're hoping for the same on Saturday. We are well prepared, and we encourage everyone that wants to be a part of it and express their First Amendment rights to do it in a safe and legal way.
Metro Police also said they are ready, noting they have updated crowd control and protest policies. A new lawsuit accuses LMPD of unlawful arrest and assault. That's Hamas Sanders is suing Mayor Greenberg and several LMPD officers, saying he was arrested during a police sweep near Standard Avenue and Dixie Highway in May of last year. Sanders said officers ordered him to leave the area despite him not breaking any laws and used excessive force when he refused. According to the suit, police were clearing that area ahead of a visit from the mayor.
That there was directive orders from the top to come down and clean this place up. It wasn't to come clean up the trash that you see behind here.
Sanders' attorney released this body camera video of the event. The mayor's office denies the allegations, and LMPD told us it does not comment on pending litigation. Well, the city has also settled a lawsuit with a woman who was wrongly convicted in a 2006 murder case. Metro Louisville agreed to pay Janetta Carr $2.9 million after she sued, saying Louisville police coerced her testimony. Carr was 16 when she was arrested and charged in a strangling death. No DNA evidence ever tied her to the crime. In 2009, Carr was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but then Governor Matt Bevin pardoned her in 2019.